Today is a fun one, and we're actually starting to introduce a new concept. So, I want you to think about how much is the way that you're seeing impacting those around you, and how much is the way others see impacting the way that you see. Yes, it is building upon what we have been doing so far here in ReWired, and it is starting to introduce a new concept, and I am so excited to introduce that to you. Welcome to day 19 of ReWired. I'm Jamie O'Connor, and I am your guide for 365 days of transformation in just 10 to 15 minutes a day to help you rewire for miracles, co-creation, and really stepping in to your greatest life. So, how we see impacts the way others see. If you're a parent, you know this to be true from the way that your child is like a sponge to the ideas that you have in your life. If you have explored the idea of reparenting and understanding how you have noticed the way the room changes, the energy signature of a room changes when somebody walks in. Maybe you've been that person. Or when someone hops into a meeting or into a dinner party, maybe there's someone who you heard stories about because they dated a friend of yours, or you heard through the grapevine a way that they behaved. And the person telling the story is the lens through which you learned about them. But when you actually got to know that person, the lens was dead wrong. The way that you see impacts how others will see. And the way others see has impacted the way we see. If you're an entrepreneur, you may have gone through the experience of putting something out there and naming a price for it, and then continuously getting the objection around it that it's too expensive, or maybe vice versa, that it's too cheap. And you move away from whatever the pricing structure that you decided to put on that was from an intuitive place because you allowed that person's lens to impact yours. When we aren't consciously aware that this is happening, we are constantly being bombarded and layered with other people's beliefs and stories, as well as all of our past experiences. So this is one of the layers we have to come to understand, move beyond, and remove so that we can be consciously and empowered in our way of seeing. Now, just like all things, like when we talked about meaning, this ability to impact others or even be impacted by the way we see is not a bad thing. We just have to come to a place where we're doing it from an empowered, conscious decision instead of it having an underlying instead of it happening underneath the layers, unconscious, and driving the ship in the shadows. When you start to operate from a place of empowerment, being able to recognize when you're being impacted by someone else's vision or other people's way of seeing, and you can separate out and detach from it, take what you like and leave the rest, your energy signature changes. You start to be able to positively influence other people because this starts becoming from a place of love. You're choosing to see instead of seeing because of being impacted by other people. Today's practice is going to be a little bit different. Today, I'm going to give you a set of questions and I want you to just contemplate them. If you have a chance to put pen to paper, this is a really beautiful way to take out your thinking mind, connect the part of your brain that has so much knowledge that we can't always access. Because when we put pen to paper, physically writing, we access another part of our brain with so much information. You can also do this when you are in meditation. Yesterday, I taught you another version of a breath. You can use any of the versions of breath that we've talked about to calm your mind and then ask the question. So, the series of questions I want you to contemplate are: what beliefs did I inherit from watching my parents? What beliefs did I inherit about relationships from watching my parents? What beliefs did I inherit about money from watching my parents? In each one of these, I want you to ask yourself, were these helpful beliefs or hurtful beliefs? I want you to then write down what the opposite of that belief might be. And of course, you can also just contemplate this. And finally, I want you to just explore, can you come up with 3 places where the opposite belief was true, especially if those beliefs were hurtful? Thank you so much for joining today on day 19. If you stumbled across this video somewhere on the internet or listening to the audio, this is day 19 of ReWired, a 365-day journey for the spiritually curious high achiever, to help you transform, rewire your brain for miracles in just 10 to 15 minutes a day. If you'd like to join and get daily email reminders or get the accountability, you can do that going to inspiredfocus.link/rewired. Thanks for joining. I'll see you on day 20.